Is it just a coincidence, or is there a hidden script writing our reality? We've all seen the memes, the eerie screenshots, and the spine-chilling Simpsons did it moments that have predicted everything from presidential elections to global pandemics. But what happens when the world's most iconic yellow family meets the biggest global phenomenon in music history? Welcome to a journey where pop culture conspiracy meets the purple ocean of ARMY. Today, we aren't just looking at cartoons, we're diving into a cosmic glitch where Matt Groening's universe seemingly whispered the destiny of 7 legends long before they took over the world. Are these mere coincidences, or is there a deeper, perhaps more illuminated connection between the show's writers and the rise of the Bangtan Boys? How could a show created decades ago mirror the specific achievements, personal struggles, and even the fashion choices of RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook? Prepare your mind to be blown as we dissect the impossible. Could The Simpsons truly see the future of K-pop, or is there a secret blueprint being followed? Let's unlock the mystery.
Number 7. The Billboard Domination, RM's Leadership Blueprint. The year was 1996, a time when Namjoon was just a toddler in Ilsan, yet The Simpsons was already airing episodes that seemed to capture the very essence of a global cultural takeover led by a charismatic intellectual leader. When we look at the episode Homer Palooza, we see a shift in how the show views the cool factor of the youth. But the real mystery begins with the uncanny parallels to RM's journey as the architect of BTS's American breakthrough. In various scenes throughout the series, we see yellow characters standing on podiums that look eerily similar to the UN General Assembly, where Kim Namjoon delivered his life-changing Speak Yourself speech. But it goes deeper into the Illuminati-style theories when you analyze the background art of certain episodes featuring music charts. There are frames where fictional boy bands in the Simpsons universe achieve top-of-the-pop status in a way that mirrors BTS's historic climb on the Billboard Hot 100. RM, known for his IQ of 148, has often been compared to the smartest guy in the room trope often found in Springfield. But the way the show predicted a non-Western group breaking the glass ceiling of the music industry is what leaves fans breathless. We see RM leading his team through the chaos of global fame, much like the calculated strategies shown in episodes about the Party Posse, where subliminal messages were used to recruit the youth. Is RM's genius part of a pre-written destiny? How did the writers know that a boy from Korea would eventually command the same stages that Homer and the gang parodied decades ago? Every detail, from the microphones to the specific purple-hued lighting in the concert scenes, suggests that The Simpsons weren't just making a show, they were drawing a roadmap. As we reflect on RM's role, we see a man who bridges 2 worlds, much like the show bridges satire and reality. The emotional weight of seeing a cartoon accurately depict the pressure of leadership and the triumphs of a global icon status before it ever happened to an Asian artist is staggering. It makes you wonder, was Namjoon's speech already written in the stars or in a storyboard room in Los Angeles? The factual evidence of the show predicting the rise of the East in various episodes about future technology and entertainment shifts aligns too perfectly with the 2017 to 2021 era of BTS. This isn't just luck, it's a reflection of a world that was being prepared for the king of K-pop. As we move forward, the questions only get deeper. If they predicted the leader's rise, what did they say about the oldest member's worldwide handsome legacy?
Number 6. The viral visual, Jen's worldwide handsome takeover. Imagine a world where a single door opening or a simple turn of a head could break the internet, and then realize that The Simpsons might have sketched that exact moment of vanity turned victory years before Kim Seok-jin ever stepped foot on a red carpet.
When Jin went viral as third one from the left at the 2017 Billboard Music Awards, the world was stunned by his natural confidence. But eagle-eyed fans quickly pointed back to Springfield's obsession with the perfect man trope. In several episodes, most notably those exploring the nature of sudden viral fame, we see characters who possess an almost supernatural level of visual power that stops traffic and dominates media cycles. But the Illuminati connection gets truly chilling when you look at the episode New Kids on the Blech. In this specific storyline, the show creators delve into the manufacturing of a boy band where one member is specifically designated as the eye candy, who eventually transcends the label through sheer charisma and an almost royal-like aura. Jin, the oldest member of BTS, has always carried himself with a blend of humor and high-class dignity that mirrors the rich and famous parodies in The Simpsons. Specifically, the scenes where characters are swarmed by paparazzi in a way that perfectly matches the chaotic energy of Jin's airport arrivals. There is a legendary frame in an older season where a character is seen holding a pink flip phone, a signature accessory of Jin's during the early BTS eras, and the background features a poster that looks suspiciously like a sold-out stadium tour in South America, a region where Jin's popularity is famously explosive. The detail is in the atmosphere. The show often predicts the shift from traditional Hollywood stardom to a more aesthetic-driven global fame, which is the very foundation of the worldwide handsome brand. Reflecting on Jin's journey from an aspiring actor to a global vocal powerhouse, we see the Simpsons prophecy of the hidden ace coming to life. The facts are undeniable. The show has a history of predicting specific red carpet trends, including the exact shade of pink suits that Jin famously rocked, which were seen on Springfield socialites years prior. Is it possible that the writers knew the world would one day be obsessed with a man who could balance a silly dad joke persona with the grace of a prince? The emotional resonance of Jin's story, being the pillar of the group while maintaining his ethereal looks, is a narrative arc that The Simpsons has used to satirize the perfect idol. Yet Jin turned that satire into a breathtaking reality. How did the animators capture that specific flying kiss energy in their crowd scenes? Why does the architecture of the fictional Springfield concert hall look exactly like the venues where Jin performed his solo epiphany? It feels as though the universe was being primed for Jin's arrival, ensuring that when he finally told the world he was worldwide handsome, we would all recognize it as a truth already written in the annals of pop culture history. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a testament to a figure so iconic that even the most cynical show on television couldn't help but foreshadow his existence.
Number 5. The Industry Rebellion, Suga's Minstradamus Blueprint. Is it possible to dream a reality so vividly that the universe has no choice but to manifest it? Or were the creators of The Simpsons tapping into a frequency that predicted the raw, unfiltered rise of Min Yoongi? Known to the army as Minstradamus for his uncanny ability to predict BTS's future achievements, from the Grammys to stadium tours, Suga finds his animated counterpart in the show's frequent underground genius storylines. In the classic episode, Homer's Barbershop Quartet, we see a deep dive into the gritty reality of the music industry, but the Illuminati connections surface when we look at the depiction of the rebel producer. Suga's journey from a hungry underground rapper in Daegu to a global powerhouse producer is mirrored in The Simpsons' portrayal of characters who reject the pop machine to create something authentic. There's a hauntingly specific scene from an early season where a character is seen working in a cluttered music studio, surrounded by equipment that looks exactly like Suga's Genius Lab, right down to the specific placement of the monitors and the moody, low-light atmosphere. But the real shocker? The show predicted the Grammy snub and the subsequent cultural backlash years before BTS stood on that stage. In several episodes, the show mocks the elitism of American award shows, depicting a new wave of global talent being overlooked by a fading establishment, a narrative that perfectly aligns with Suga's lyrics in Day Tweeta and Mic Drop. The detail goes even deeper. Fans have discovered frames where the background characters are wearing beanies and oversized flannels in the exact streetwear style that Yoongi popularized globally. The emotional weight of Suga's story, the struggle with mental health, the shoulder injury, and the relentless drive to succeed is a human experience that The Simpsons often explores through its most real characters, those who see through the facade of society. Factually, the show's writers have admitted to having futurists in the room, but how do they explain the appearance of a character holding a trophy that looks identical to a Mama Day song in an episode aired when K-pop was barely a whisper in the West? Reflecting on Suga's savage honesty, it's as if he's the living embodiment of the show's satirical edge. He's the one who says what everyone is thinking, much like the biting commentary found in the best Simpsons scripts. The atmosphere of a Suga production, dark, heavy, yet deeply hopeful, is a vibe the show captured in its future episodes, where the world is more connected, yet more cynical. How could they know that a young man from South Korea would eventually hold the keys to the music industry's gate? Was the Minstradamus nickname not just a fan joke, but a nod to a destiny that Matt Groening's team had already storyboarded? It's a chilling thought that every time Suga predicts a new milestone, he might just be reading a script that was written before he was even born.
Number 4. The Sunshine Spectrum. J-Hope's Lollapalooza Paradigm. Is it possible for a single person's energy to be so radiant that it was caught on a cellular level by animators decades ago? Or is Jung Hoseok actually a time-traveling beacon of hope that The Simpsons tried to warn us about? When J-Hope made history as the first South Korean artist to headline a major U.S. festival at Lollapalooza, Hobbypalooza didn't just break records, it fulfilled a visual prophecy buried deep within the neon-soaked frames of Springfield's most psychedelic episodes. If you look closely at the Illuminati breadcrumbs in the episode where the town enters a frenzy over a massive, colorful music festival, the parallels are staggering. There is a specific shot from a mid-90s season showing a performer on a massive black box stage surrounded by a sea of light sticks, an item that didn't even exist in the Western consciousness back then, mirroring the exact aesthetic of J-Hope's iconic Jack in the Box performance. But the mystery intensifies when you look at the fashion. The Simpsons has a weirdly consistent habit of dressing their cool characters in vibrant, oversized streetwear, specifically featuring the smile motifs and chaotic, colorful patterns that J-Hope would eventually turn into a global brand. J-Hope is the son of the group, and in the episode Homer's Enemy, there is a brief background poster for a Springfield Dance Academy featuring a silhouette performing a move that looks identical to Hobie's signature Boy Meets Evil floor dance, a move known for its extreme technical difficulty. How could a 2D drawing from 1997 capture the bone-breaking fluid movement of a dancer from Gwangju born in 1994? The detail is almost terrifying. In one episode, a news ticker at the bottom of the screen mentions a global dance phenomenon from the East, a factual rarity for a show that was mostly focused on American satire at the time. Reflecting on J-Hope's transition from the hope of the group to the dark experimental artist of Jack in the Box, we see the Simpsons duality of the clown who hides a deep, complex artistic soul. The emotional resonance of J-Hope's journey, being the bridge between the underground street dance scene and the highest echelons of pop royalty, is a classic underdog story that the show's writers have predicted through various characters who find success by staying true to their rhythm. Factually, the show accurately depicted the rise of festival culture as the new religion of the youth, but the way they specifically visualized a lone dancer commanding a crowd of hundreds of thousands with purple pyrotechnics in the background is a hobbycore reality that shouldn't have existed in the 90s. Was the golden age of BTS's live performances already mapped out in a studio in California? Why does the layout of the fictional Lollapalooza in the show match the drone shots of Grant Park in 2022? As we watch J-Hope lead the dance breaks that define an entire generation, we have to ask, is he dancing to his own beat, or is he executing a choreography that was already animated in the Simpsons universe? The atmosphere of joy mixed with intense precision is exactly what the show parodies as the perfect performer. Yet J-Hope made it a tangible, living truth. This isn't just a coincidence of rhythm. It's as if the sun himself was a character waiting to jump off the storyboard.
Number 3. The serendipitous filter. Jimin's ethereal pop supremacy. Could a cartoon truly capture the essence of a man who looks like he was carved out of stardust? Or did The Simpsons accidentally open a portal to a future where Park Jimin would redefine the very concept of a global heartthrob? When we look at the Illuminati connections surrounding Jimin, we enter the realm of the serendipity effect, a series of coincidences that feel way too calculated to be accidental. In several episodes that parody the pretty boy band craze of the late 90s and early 2000s, the show's animators consistently drew a specific character type, the one with the soft, angelic features, the incredible dance fluidity, and a mysterious unisex appeal that captivated everyone regardless of gender. But the real glitch in the Matrix moment occurs in an episode where a character is seen floating in a bubble, a visual motif that Jimin famously brought to life during his Serendipity solo stage. How did a show from the 90s predict the exact stage production of a K-pop idol in 2018? The detail is haunting. In one background scene, there is a poster with Korean text that translates roughly to "The Beautiful Prince," and the character on the poster has Jimin's signature blonde undercut and a striped shirt that looks identical to his Blood, Sweat, and Tears era wardrobe. Jimin, known for his contemporary dance background, brings a level of high art to pop music, and The Simpsons has a history of predicting the fusion of street culture and highbrow aesthetics. There is a factual record of the show depicting a future where Asian pop becomes the dominant global language, but the way they specifically captured Jimin's Black Swan energy, the dark, elegant, and slightly melancholic vibe in their future drama episodes, is purely chilling. Reflecting on Jimin's emotional journey, from his grueling trainee days where he barely slept to becoming the first Korean solo artist to top the Billboard Hot 100 with Light Crazy, we see a narrative of the chosen one that the show frequently explores. The atmosphere of a Jimin performance is often described as otherworldly, and the show's writers have often used otherworldly visitors to symbolize cultural shifts that change the world forever. Was Jimin's global filter already applied to the world through the lens of a yellow-skinned cartoon? Why does a specific frame in an episode about a world fair feature a character holding a yellow balloon, the exact symbol of Jimin's serendipity, while standing in front of a pavilion that looks like the Seoul skyline? The emotional resonance of Jimin's human flower persona is a trope The Simpsons used to mock the too-perfect idol. But Jimin took that perfection and gave it a soul, proving that the prophecy wasn't a joke, but a precursor. As we watch him move with a grace that seems to defy gravity, we have to wonder, was the world's obsession with Jimin a planned event in the great storyboard of time? Is he the Illuminati Prince of Pop, or just a boy from Busan who happened to fulfill a destiny that was drawn 20 years before he became a legend?
Number 2. The Soulful Renaissance, V's Gucci Boy Mystery.
What if the most unique face in the world was already etched into the background of a cartoon long before the fashion industry even knew his name? When we talk about Kim Tae-young, we're talking about a man who looks like he stepped out of a Renaissance painting and into a futuristic sci-fi film, and The Simpsons seems to have caught his V-ante aesthetic with terrifying precision. The Illuminati-style theories surrounding V often focus on his rapid ascent as a global fashion icon and his deep, soulful baritone voice, a combination that the show's writers have parodied as the ultimate secret weapon of the entertainment industry. In several episodes that focus on high society galas and the secret elite, we see characters dressed in the exact grandpa chic or Gucci boy style that V popularized globally. Oversized berets, patterned ties, and vintage vests that were considered outdated by the show's 90s standards but became high fashion because of Tae-young. But the real shook moment comes from an episode where a character is seen visiting a museum, and on the wall is a piece of abstract art that looks exactly like V's own Vante paintings, featuring the same color palette and minimalist strokes. How could a show predict the specific artistic hobbies of a member from a group that hadn't even debuted? The detail is mind-blowing. There is a scene in an older season where a character holds up a V sign while standing in front of a blue-lit background, a frame that fans have compared to the Singularity music video aesthetic, right down to the mysterious mask-like expressions. V's duality, being the most handsome man in the world while possessing a whimsical 4D personality, is a character archetype the show uses for its most beloved eccentric geniuses. Reflecting on Tae-young's journey from a farmer's son to a global muse for brands like Celine and Cartier, we see a Cinderella story that The Simpsons has foreshadowed through various underdog to icon arcs. Factually, the show predicted the rise of slow, jazz-inspired pop in an episode about the future of music, which perfectly aligns with V's solo direction in Layover. The atmosphere of a V performance is always thick with nostalgia and mystery, a vibe that the show's nighttime scenes in Springfield often evoke. Why does the character Winter in certain future episodes have the same silver-gray hair and brooding gaze that V rocked during the DNA era? Is it a coincidence that the show often features purple as the color of royalty and hidden power, just as V turned I Purple You into a global movement of love? The emotional weight of V's blue and gray era, capturing the world's collective sadness, is a level of social commentary that The Simpsons usually reserves for its most profound moments. As we look at V's face on every billboard from Paris to Seoul, we have to ask, was he the secret masterpiece that the show's animators were trying to describe for decades? Does the V stand for victory or for a vision that was already drawn into our reality?
Number 1. The Golden Prophecy, Jungkook's global main pop boy era. Is it possible that the rise of the Golden Maknae was the ultimate endgame, a final chapter in a cosmic script that The Simpsons began writing before Jungkook was even born? We are talking about a man who conquered the World Cup stage, dominated the global charts with 7, and became the definitive main pop boy of the 2020s, a trajectory that feels less like a career and more like a preordained coronation. The Illuminati connections surrounding Jungkook are the most intense because they involve the all-rounder archetype that The Simpsons has obsessed over for decades. In the episode where the show explores the future of entertainment, there is a hauntingly specific depiction of a solo superstar who is capable of doing everything, singing, dancing, and possessing a physical prowess that borders on superhuman. But the real glitch that sent the internet into a tailspin is a frame from an early season showing a character with a sleeve of tattoos and a lip piercing, details that were considered extreme for a pop idol in the 90s, but became Jungkook's signature look during his golden era. How did the animators predict the exact placement of a 7-themed tattoo or the rebellious rock star aesthetic of a boy from Busan? The detail is almost supernatural. In one scene, a calendar in the background of a Springfield gym has a date circled that aligns with the release of Jungkook's solo debut, and next to it is a drawing of a golden cup, a factual nod to the golden branding he would later adopt. Jungkook's journey is the quintessential hero's journey, and The Simpsons has always used the golden child trope to signal a shift in the world's power dynamics. Reflecting on the emotional weight of watching a 15-year-old boy grow into a man who carries the weight of 1 billion dreams, we see The Simpsons' reflection of a global citizen who transcends borders. The atmosphere of Jungkook's Qatar World Cup performance, with its massive scale and unity theme, was mirrored in a Simpsons episode about a global sports event where an East Asian star brings the world together through a song that sounds suspiciously like Dreamers. Factually, the show has predicted the fusion of high-tech cyberpunk aesthetics with pop music, which is exactly the vibe of Jungkook's modern solo work. Why does the show frequently feature a bunny as a symbol of hidden strength and speed, just as ARMY uses the bunny emoji to represent Jungkook's explosive energy? Is it a coincidence that the show predicted a future where a single person could crash the entire internet, something Jungkook does regularly with his Weverse lives? The emotional resonance of Jungkook being the last piece of the BTS puzzle is a narrative arc that feels like the ultimate Simpsons payoff. As we watch him break records that were once thought untouchable, we have to confront the most challenging question of all. Is Jungkook the result of tireless hard work, or is he the living fulfillment of a golden prophecy that was hidden in plain sight, drawn in yellow ink, waiting for the right moment to change the world forever? The world isn't just watching a star, we're watching a script reach its climax.
So, after looking at all the evidence, from RM's leadership to Jungkook's golden takeover, we're left standing at a crossroads between reality and something much more mysterious. Is The Simpsons actually a time-traveling handbook, or is the success of BTS simply so monumental that it feels like it could only have been written in the stars? Whether you believe in the Illuminati theories or you just think the show's writers are geniuses at reading the patterns of history, one thing is certain: the impact of these 7 men was always meant to be legendary. The parallels aren't just spooky, they're a testament to how BTS has transcended the label of K-pop to become a global constant, a force so big that even the most prophetic show in television history had to tip its hat to them decades in advance. We've seen the Simpsons did it phenomenon before, but with BTS, it feels personal. It feels like the world was being prepared for a purple revolution. As we close this file on the Springfield Bangtan connection, we have to ask ourselves, if the show predicted their rise, what else have they drawn about the future of BTS that we haven't noticed yet? Are we just living in a simulation, or is this simply what happens when 7 once-in-a-lifetime talents meet a destiny they were always meant to fulfill? Keep your eyes peeled, Army, because if The Simpsons is any indication, the best parts of this story are still being animated.